What's up, guys? Back here with another installment to my underrated metal records series that I've been working on for a little while here. This time I got 5 really killer records. Some stuff I'm actually really fond of, some stuff that's pretty important to me, being I'm kind of the metalhead that I am these days. I just noticed my beard and hair are now long enough to where I don't even need to buy band shirts because you can't see what's going on anymore. So that's cool. Before I waste a bunch of time, the Legion, A Bliss to Suffer, going on in the background. Absolutely stellar Swedish black metal. Some pretty melodic-ish tendencies, but it's still like feral, really visceral, you know, kind of foaming at the mouth black metal stuff, featuring ex-members of Tyrant and Marduk and things like that. It's basically like Marduk with keyboards and maybe a little lower register vocal, which I think is really cool. We are drinking a local beer, one of my favorite breweries, Thin Mint Scout Stout, Irish Style Extra Stout, in collaboration with Harbor Brewing Co. I play at this brewery a couple times a year. The owner is awesome. I've hung out with him. I've let him try some stuff that I have made before. It is a beautiful beer. Small batches, friendly atmosphere, a tap room chock full of wonderful different kinds of beers. So if you're ever in Round Lake, Illinois, check it out. Nostrovia. Man, it's so weird to have like a minty stout beer. It's really tasty. That's honestly really impressive. So yeah, let's cut it into it. Got 5 brilliant records for you here. A little preview. So first, we're starting off with some thrash kind of speed metal. Excuse from Finland. My buddy Steve over at S&T Young. You guys got to know Steve. If not, get on that. He sent me a copy of this CD in a package a little while ago. I was so beyond impressed with how good it was. It's something out of like the Hell's Headbangers cheaper bin these days. So you could go get this for a couple bucks. It is such awesome kind of techie thrash, kind of similar to maybe Coroner, I would say. Listening like R.I.P. kind of Coroner era, it sounds quite a bit like this. Finland has this almost odd melodic tendency when it comes to thrash. If you listen to stuff like Stone or what is the other band, Statue, Lost Society sounds really American, so it's kind of hard to say, but they have a little bit of that interesting melodic choice. So I think it's more of a, I don't know, it's got to be something hereditary. There's the Finns, you guys know. These guys know their metal, something serious. But if you like stuff like Coroner, maybe with a little bit more of like a death metal attack, really heavy guitar sound, really quick, really aggressive, you'll like Excuse. Let me show you the inside. I think I did already. I'm always a big fan of this like old school 90s, 80s looking CD. I don't really get this blindfolded woman. She's kind of like, I guess something messed up about Judgments. Cool album cover with the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, I assume. Yeah, great stuff. Like I said, go check this out if that sounds like something you'd be into. Next is a record I'm incredibly fond of. This is Abhorrent Stench of Posthumous Gastroactal Desecration by Epicardiactomy. This is unreal. This is some of the nastiest, most repugnant sounding filth you've ever heard in your life. As you could tell, these morbidly obese human beings, I think, or zombies on the cover. This is slam, and this is like ghetto kid slam, if you guys get my drift. This is something I've really gotten deeper into slam with, this band in particular. I saw some live videos of them online. I heard a couple tracks probably, and their video of them live at Obscene Extreme Fest looks absolutely hysterical. That seems like one of the most fun places you could possibly go to when it comes to seeing live metal. But like, I put this on at the gym the other day. I was just, I don't know, I really like brutal death metal at the gym, something really intense and aggressive. I'm starting to try to get back into that whole swing of things, so I need a little, you know, a little pick-me-up, a little extra motivation, a little bit of chuggy riffs, some fast nastiness. There's goofy samples every once in a while. They're not all that stupid like you'd get with like a band like Syphilic or Pt.6 or whatever it's called. It's they're like horror movie samples, so it's pretty typical of the genre. But there's something about this, it's just really thick and well produced. I mean, these guys got to be playing tuned down 7 strings. These guys are going crazy the whole time. The music's fun, there's no crap going on. It's quick, it's to the point. The album is not super long. It's only 8 tracks, and then there's a couple bonus tracks on here from a promo from 2013. Definitely check this out. It's got tons of bass drops. It's just belligerent. This is just absolute head-banging, skull-crushing, brilliant, brutal death metal, slamming brutal death metal. If you don't really like this style, I would still give this a try, honestly. It's like similar, maybe stylistically, like cephalotripsy when it comes to the music side of things rather than the more raw side of slam. Really dig this one. Next, this is Intolerance and Hate, Victory and the End of Our Path by Kryptol. This is Mexican raw black metal, limited to 333 copies. I picked this up when I saw Archgoat, maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago in Chicago at the Bottom Lounge, if you guys are familiar. And I believe it was the dude from Archgoat, either the guy from Archgoat or one of the opening bands, Valkyria, has a distro, and he had this on his table, and I didn't even know what it was. There's a couple CDs. I didn't know at the time. I wasn't as deep into black metal as I am now. Back then, obviously, the longer you go, the crazier it gets. I really liked the album cover. I thought it was cool. I'm a sucker for the torch. I think it's an awesome look. And it's just disgusting, hard to listen to raw black metal. It's really noisy, and it's harsh, but not in the ice-cold harsh. It's harsh in like almost a hellish, fiery atmosphere. It's very grinding sounding. It's very much so like you put a guitar amplifier with a microphone hooked up to it and like put it up to a blender full of nails while you're playing the guitar riffs. It's really nasty. It's hard to listen to. This is not something you'll put on while you're driving. Not something you want to put on to get like super pumped about or anything. It's just a nice, challenging, hard, raw black metal listen. And I know the style has gotten really trendy over the past few years, but this is a lot less of that kind of trendy whatever nonsense. I made a really cringy video about this some years ago, like the rawest black metal I've ever heard, which is kind of clickbaity, intentionally so, back then. Huge fan of this disc tray. It's hilarious. Yeah, so if you haven't heard this, definitely check that out. By the way, me leaving up stupid cringy videos like that, I'm not going to delete them. I don't get why people delete them. I feel like it's looking at a time capsule, watching your channel grow over the years. I mean, I've been doing this since 2015, which is crazy to think of, because I don't know why. I just keep on chugging along. I love doing this, and I love meeting all these cool people that I have. So that's kind of my stance on cringy crap videos from back further into my channel. I think that I just leave them up there for entertainment purposes. So if you want to watch me act foolish and sound even dumber than I already do, go look up that video. Next, hear me out, okay? Before you click off here, please hear me out on this one. 6 Feet Under's Death Rituals. I really love this album. There's parts of it that are almost laughable, like Involuntary Movement of Dead Flesh, the kind of thing that he does along with the cadence of one of the riffs. But overall, this is a really fun album. It's groovy. It's Chris Barnes' vocals. It's one of a kind, that's for sure. A lot of people hate on it. I feel like a lot of the 6 Feet Under hate is bandwagon hopping. I'm a big fan of some of the records. Some of them are more forgettable. The Graveyard Classics are a literal joke, I imagine, I hope. If not, I think they are. They're hilarious, so I have at least one of them. But yeah, it's riffy, it's heavy, it's basically like karaoke sing-song death metal, man. You put this on, you could tell what Chris is saying in between dog barks. It's just good. I don't know what else I can say. If you like death metal and you hate this, maybe check your bias on such a thing, because it's really, really worth a listen. I think it's definitely a band that's far too overhated on for no good reason in my book. So check out Death Rituals. Maybe just check out the first two songs. See Death by Machete and Involuntary Movement of Dead Flesh. Seed of Filth is a really good song as well. Killed in Your Sleep is great. Murder Addiction. These are just great, groovy death metal. Mid-paced, slow-paced kind of death metal. And last one for this video is going to be The Late Hours by the Vladimirs. The Vladimirs are kind of a Misfits-inspired horror punk, metal punk band from, I think, like the mid-2000s, maybe the late 90s. Put out on Reaper Metal Productions. There it is right there. Reaper. RIP to Hellcast, because it's one of my favorite things, and I'm really salty is gone, by the way, Reap, if you ever see this video, for whatever reason. But it's, you know, you hear Fenris talk about the style of metal punk. This is kind of that. It's tons of, like, punk rock attitudes, sing-songy Misfits, kind of vocals, kinda, similar to, in the thematic side of things, it's really similar to the Misfits. Lots of horror, old school style things, but there's lots of metal riffs. There's some really, like, hardcore kind of thrash speed metal style riffage. There's not a lot of crap going on. It's a pretty straightforward style, and I really do think the Vladimirs are a great band. This is Ash Thompson from Faith Extractor, Shed the Skin, Crucified Mortals, and this is his project with his brother. I don't know if his brother has really done much of anything else. I'm sure he has, judging by how busy Ash keeps. Maybe not. I don't know. I ain't from Ohio, man. I don't know what these guys do in their spare time. It's a cool album cover, too, that kind of looks like the guy from Tolis and Cold. It's right behind me here. Where'd it go? Let's see if I could... Yeah, there it is. I knew it was right here. So, I think this guy kind of looks like this guy, which is hilarious. So, if you like this, go check... Or if you like... if you like horror punk with some metal tinges, go check out the Vladimirs. I think you'll really dig on this. I'm going to finish my beer, chill out down here. I got band practice, got a show tomorrow, got to practice, all that kind of mess. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Keep it greasy.